pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Calls meeting to order. $2025. Is there any public comment from the audience?
I do. Jonah not here today?
I'm here.
Oh, hi Jonah.
Go for it.
Whatever. Right. Alicia Weiser, out by Gothel. Like many of the people in this room, I was at the planning and zoning meeting last week, and it was discussed taking a vote by township to determine if there was an interest in having wind in the county within certain areas. Ultimately, it was said that these types of votes are expensive and not legally binding, but it hit me that while it may be true that it's not legally binding, if we had honorable, trustworthy, honest men and women in positions of authority in this county, it could be a binding agreement. Even if it didn't have to be legally honored, they don't have to legally honor the people's wishes. They could and should agree to abide by and pass regulations that honor the citizens that elected them to those positions. It would be disgraceful to do anything less. The people deserve a voice. They deserve a fair representation of whatever that may be. When officials don't want to hear the people, it's a sign that they have an agenda that they know does not align with what the people want. And also, while it may be expensive to take these kinds of votes, it's also expensive to get sued by your own citizens when you go against the majority's wishes. It's also expensive to get sued by international energy companies, and it's sad that they've been given such free rein over our land, our health, our roads, our homes, and ultimately our voices. If these large industrial energy companies actually had the best interest of the citizens or even the county in mind, one of the first things they wouldn't do is to remove the contract signer's right to freely speak about their experiences with the turbines. If the turbines are so amazing, then they wouldn't have to tell people if you say anything negative, you're going to get sued. And they have been sued for doing just that. Speaking the truth should never be illegal. Please quit inviting this kind of business into our county, and please consider a vote by the citizens to find out what the majority actually want. And I just want to say that it's great to see new faces on our commissioner boards. Good to see some of the old ones too. So thanks for running and thanks for serving. And that was it.
Anything else? Public comment?
Are you closing public comment?
Okay, yes.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Computer's trying to restore it on me. It's an agenda business, approval of the minutes. Everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Oh, hold on.
I didn't. Was there a packet that went out?
Yes.
I didn't get one.
Are you serious?
And never made it.
We postponed the approval of the minutes to Friday.
Yes.
Okay, then I have early checks as well. I can scroll through it if you guys want to see it. It's in the amount of $5,864.22.
Mostly utilities the way it
Yep,
looks.
utilities, Atmos, Verizon, Vive. It's all on that page for courthouse, emergency management, planning and zoning, dispatch, admin and jail. 911, AT&T, ambulance, Atmos and DirecTV, election, Verizon. We have WIC, Medela, those are for a pump, some pumps and pump cases. And then Road and Bridge was Vive, Atmos, City of Peabody, Kansas Gas Service, Verizon, and City of Marion. Any questions on any of those?
We move that we pay the $5,854.22. Second,
Make a motion.
yes,
I'll second.
second by Kent. All those in favor, say
Aye.
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 5-0.
The next thing I have is a solid waste resolution, but we can also wait till Friday on that if you would like to, so that you can read through it.
Yep.
Okay,
I appreciate that.
I'd request that wait.
okay. And then that is all that I have.
Okay. Tom had a request to purchase a pickup truck, and you have some information on the table about that, that he was looking at a used vehicle there. So that is why he's here. Looks like this has a picture of a pickup truck on it.
Replacing one,
Yeah. The one that we wrecked, or that hit the deer last fall.
It's the one you've narrowed down out of all of them that we kind of looked at.
Yeah, this one's over here at Hillsboro. It's four-wheel drive.
I mean, others were, I don't.
No, and, some of them was 28,000 or whatever, so, I mean, this one's at 39, so.
Can you give some more information verbally so that Commissioner Garing can hear about this
Oh,
vehicle? Because he's online today.
it's a 2021 Dodge 2500. It has a utility bed on it that's 8 foot long, 4 foot wide on the inside. The mileage on the truck is 50,938. The trim is actually what they call a tradesman. It's not the lowest, cheapest, but it's not got all the bells and whistles. But they do back it with a 2-year, 125,000 mile motor and transmission warranty with a $100 deductible. Other than that, it's a real clean truck. I drove it. Really nice. Anything else he needs to know?
oh, the locks work on the cabinets and everything, on the,
I didn't try the locks. I mean, it'll be kept inside, indoors, so it's not a
Doesn't go out, going down the road.
Yeah, no, the doors on the service body were, the rubber seals were all really good, the doors shut tight. I mean, it was a really nice looking rig all around.
As far as the fleet vehicles go, was this considered one of them, or I know we were keeping road and bridge out of it, but I didn't know. Thought that was road and bridge, like big equipment.
So road and bridge is included in the potential fleet agreement. However, so this would be a replacement for a vehicle that was wrecked, and then we can put this in on a future year rotation for the lease program. Because we're not gonna do it all in one year. So
Okay,
it wouldn't
thank you
be
for
a
that.
problem, Joan, it wouldn't be a problem to, if we need to purchase something now, to then put that into the rotation at a later time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
That was budgeted for 25?
We do have budget available in the special equipment fund.
Special equipment, okay.
It wasn't necessarily an expected expenditure because we wouldn't have expected to have to replace that wrecked one.
It was wrecked last year though, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure it was after we did the budget.
Last fall.
What's it replacing something that's got 300,000-400,000 miles on it, or
What's that?
what is it replacing, a vehicle that's got
Planning on
400
giving
miles?
it to the culvert crew, and then we'd have theirs for like a backup for now, cause it's probably should go like next year. So. I did price a new one, new pickup, just a 3/4 ton regular bed, 4-wheel drive. We're looking at approximately 60,000 for a new pickup.
Do you remember how many miles the one, and what year is the one that was wrecked? That we're replacing?
I don't know what year it was, it had 140 or 50,000 on it, if I remember right. And we'd bought it used, I mean, it was a good truck, I mean, there wasn't nothing wrong with it.
And what was the disposition of that vehicle? Was that totaled? Was that,
Yeah,
and how much did we get from the insurance on that total?
Was it like 5,800?
no,
Is
you're
that the
thinking
one?
58,000 for the truck, I was thinking it was like 7, but.
No,
5,700, maybe you're right.
I mean, I'd have to look back. It's been a few months ago.
Is that one gonna be repaired?
No.
No, it's total.
I can go and look if you need to know that today. Is there any other information that you would want? I mean, we could always table this till Friday, and then if there's additional information that you wanna see before then.
I would make the motion to go ahead and, if this is the one Tom's picked out for our best, or would do us the most justice for the money, to go ahead and purchase it.
That's your motion? I'll second.
Mike made a motion to purchase it. Kent seconded it. All those in favor say aye.
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 Nay. 5-0.
Also, a couple other road items on the table there. You all have a flyer about this event that's coming up. It's built to be rebuilt. It's the program for rebuilding motor graders. They're having an event on June 12th in Belleville. And they do want an RSVP back, so didn't know if any of the commissioners want to go. I'm gonna try to go to it. I believe Tom's going to it.
We need to know by Friday. Everybody's interested.
So this is June 12th, and it's in the morning, like 10 to
10 to 2.
over the lunch hour. So,
You can put it on that list to go.
okay.
They doing those rebuilds in Wichita?
Yes. I think this is their 500th unit is why they're having the big celebration that they run through their shop.
Isn't this the second one that Republic County's had done?
I think that's what he told me was their second
I
one.
remember.
Are there any other commissioners that are planning to attend this, or?
Where's Belleville at?
It's north.
Before we get to Nebraska,
Straight up 81, almost to Nebraska.
All right.
No, you can let me know later in the week if you're not decided yet. One other thing is, in the past, we've talked about some of the stuff we're gonna get rid of, and the crane was one of them. I had a gentleman from Kansas City come down and looked at it and give me his thoughts and ideas. And he said, you got a few options. If you want, you sell it outright, purple wave it, whatever company you decide. If you can find a place that you could advertise it, we could probably piece it out. We'd probably get a little more money that route. But if we sold it outright, don't expect much. 3 to 5,000.
we could put 10 in it easily from what
Yeah.
I was with Tom when we looked at it with this couple guys and I think we've talked to the person that, we hadn't talked to the person that inspected it last.
Yeah, I
If you
did.
had any
I talked to him
idea?
Friday, and his idea was purple wave.
You know, an idea saying, well, we put it out here by the highway where somebody would drive by and see it. Might not be worth our time to try to get it that far legally or in one piece.
Is it broke down now?
Oh, it's usable, but it's, I mean, it's,
In a stationary
cables are
position.
gonna have to be looked at. I mean, it would have to be totally re-inspected before we could probably use it again. But,
Thing's almost a World War II era.
yeah, I thought I had a copy of that paper. It's like a 68 model.
Well, it was a good machine in its day.
Yeah, it was,
And is, even where it's wrapped up on the drum, that cable's probably not, has been weathered enough.
yeah.
Hasn't been continually used or oiled
I mean,
properly.
we did have the upper, it started up, we run it for the guy and everything. I mean, everything works, but,
So by the pound?
well, the biggest problem is gonna be freighting it out.
You know, even if,
Oh, at the junkyard, you could probably eat up your freight and what you get.
it might be,
Spend more money cutting it up than you would.
Yeah,
Worth the time of ever.
I mean, if, you know, he said you could
Pay
try,
somebody to do that.
you know, somebody may be needing a section for their boom or all that. I mean, our boom's in good shape, but.
we got extra sections, I believe.
Yeah, one extra section. So, I mean, we could try advertise it, piece it out, or just get old Purple Wave, send it out in one jump, gone.
Then we're rid of any liability that we might have trying to
Yeah.
sell to somebody, I think.
So. Just kind of what I found out researching it, so.
Better this to sell it as is.
As is what it is.
Yeah.
We'd have to pay somebody to cut it up.
Yeah. Right, or like I said, if you know, you can get part of it cut up, but the main truck frame and all that would cost a fortune.
So you just try to sell it as is. Whatever it brings, it brings.
The most value might be in the motors, cause I think both of them still run perfect if you're looking for an old 671 or 471 microwaves.
I make the motion that we list it on Purple Wave and take the best offer that they can get us, as is where it's at.
Put any reserves though with that 4,000 or 5,000 or just let it go?
Well, we can't put a reserve on with Purple Wave and them, that's.
You have to bid it if you want it.
I'll second that motion then.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I guess you wanna let the other departments know if they got anything they wanna.
Yep.
They Purple Wave come for
Yes, I will.
Pictures, huh?
more than one item.
Okay. Thanks.
That it?
I think so.
Questions? Okay.
What are we doing with the extra ambulance? Anything yet, or? Just got a new one.
That's something we'll need to
That's
discuss.
too soon.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a potential also to have that. One other thing I put on the table there this morning is, there is a group that's being formed for the safety corridor, for US 56. So it'll be like they're doing a local advisory group for that stretch of roadway, and if any of the commissioners wanna be appointed to that, that's what that's about. So I just need to let them know if one of you wants to be included on that advisory group. I know Marcy is gonna be on it. They're trying to get the sheriff to be on it, and they haven't confirmed that yet, but there is a potentially a McPherson County Commissioner that's going to be on it, and so they wanted to invite a Marion County Commissioner to be on it if there is interest in that.
I would like to be part of that.
Okay. All right.
If they need more than one, I'd sit in on it also.
I'll put you as the alternate if that's okay.
Sure.
Great. And then the last thing that I have was also on the table there, you have a few pages. I did reach out to a couple of engineering firms at recommendation of a contractor that works on metal buildings about a scope of service that would be advisable to utilize for the new building at north of Peabody. And so the scope that they provided was based on kind of what I had talked with them about, also after talking with the contractor, that basically what is the best potential way to get what we need there would be to have the engineer help with the site plan, the grading plan, all of that, and the placement of the building, a basic floor plan, and some elevations in order to be able to go out for bids. And so what's included in the scope of services, if you look at what says page 14 there. So the basic services, now I did ask a couple of engineering firms and I only heard back from one. And so there is a base amount for the basic services, which would be helping develop the building, the site plan development, the concept review, and all of those things listed. But it also would include an engineer's estimate of cost, which I think we're going to need for budget purposes to be able to know how much it's gonna cost and how to pay for it. There are some additional services which are the topographic and utility survey and the preliminary grading exhibit, which would add on to that base number. And so that's kind of where we are with that at this point. I don't know if you're interested in moving forward with that kind of consulting agreement. I didn't say numbers today because I also don't know if the board wants me to follow up with another engineering firm. But this is the only one that I was able to hear back from, so.
Hey! Any on the carpet?
Mute your mic.
Ashley got him. Does anybody have it? I was just kind of wanting some feedback from the board and
So who is this?
this is BG Consultants.
They've done a lot of work.
They have done work for us before. They're helping us with the grant application right now. And they have done buildings, quite a few buildings like this, so.
Well, we need some direction to start with. Startup plan, however we wanna.
And if you guys wanna talk numbers today, we can, but then that kind of, if you want to get any other solid proposals, then that kind of defeats that. So I would rather
So,
kind of get some feedback today, but the total amount, like, would potentially a general amount, well, I think that you would definitely want to include the topographic and the grading exhibit as part of that. So I would say you'd want to
Flat as that
consider
is,
the
we're
whole
gonna have to
thing.
make sure it drains in that area.
Right.
Would be one of our biggest concerns.
And I've also been told that there is potentially an old foundation or an old building that was demolished on the site and maybe under there. So that would also, the topographic would help us with the elevations, but then there would also be potentially some core drilling in different areas to check the soil compaction and all that, which is something that would be part of this.
We need a motion to move forward with that.
Well, I just,
need to table it for a couple of weeks. You wanna get some more bids?
well, I wanna know what the board wants. If you want me to reach out to more companies, I can. If not, then I would be comfortable with you discussing the dollars and making a motion. I just wanna know what your comfort level is with it.
Yeah, long-term project like this, we gotta get it right.
And it fits within the estimated amount that the contractor said, you know, it looked like we would probably need to spend about that much, so.
With somebody?
And I believe that this particular firm would have the bandwidth to be able to take care of the project on the time frame that we need to, so.
What's your opinion, Clark? It's in your district.
What was your time frame when you sent it out, try to get it back in?
I actually didn't do an RFP, I just reached out individually to 2 firms.
Okay.
So if you want the full RFP, I can do that, but it's gonna take some more time.
Yeah.
This individual firm knows that we would want to have this, you know, that we're on a time frame with this building because we have to move out of the Peabody shop too. So they didn't feel like there was any problem with being able to get what we need done and have the building built
It's like,
timely.
it's not like we don't have history with the firm, so.
Does anyone have questions?
Well, I'm just looking over the additional services and, I mean, utility surveys to locate visible above ground utilities such as hydrants, poles, manholes, valves. I can do that. I mean, indicate utility markings based on available one call. We can call one call for nothing and have them locate that stuff.
Yeah, part of that was the topographical survey, not just the utility survey, so. But we wouldn't, I mean, if you wanted to just do other parts and pieces of that, that's okay, but I did kind of explain that.
I think we might wanna move ahead with BG and get the project started.
What's your thought, Jonah?
And
Are they
since-
just civil engineers or are they mechanical, electrical? Are they all?
They have
all-inclusive
everything,
engineers?
they have everything in their firm.
Okay, so from my experience, typically on down the list between your prime bidder and then your subcontractors, you get a mixed bag if you don't have a base point like an engineer. So you'll never get apples for apples down the way without having somebody holding the structure.
Right, and you're also kind of, not just for the bid process, but for the build process too, because people will potentially interpret the needs differently if we don't have at least the base plans with some of these.
That's what I was gonna say. Are we gonna get true bids from people if we don't have it?
Right.
Well, this is our first step. I think the sooner we get that in place.
Did she do the transfer station?
No.
It was kind of.
I mean, you'll get multiple bids, but they'll be all over the place.
And if you just wanted to go with, initially with the base services and then the preliminary grading exhibit, we could do that and then follow up on the topographical if someone's got an issue with that part.
I guess my thoughts would be, let's begin with the base. I mean, we're not gonna start any dirt work this year anyway, so I mean, we've got time to do the grading. I mean, it's not hard to see how flat it is. You're gonna have to build up no matter what you do. It's just a question of how much.
We're supposed to move this year. So we're supposed to move this year, December 31.
Well, or the beginning of next year. We have some time. But I would think that we would, if you leave something on, maybe leave off that. When I was speaking to a contractor just for advice and information, they felt like that grading piece was pretty important as a starting
It's just flatted enough in there that we need to figure out where it'll drain. Get our initial road set up to get there too. And if we're asphalting it, we as well do it while there's an asphalt plant in the area.
Your motion or anything?
So are you all thinking you don't want me to go ahead and look for other vendors at this point?
I don't know. We've got one with a proven track record that's local. Like we don't have history.
So if your comfort level is okay with this vendor, then we can include the pricing and everything as you make your motion, but if, I still haven't really heard from all of you.
It's been up for a couple of weeks now.
Just not being in the room, could we table this one till Friday?
Sure, and I can email this to you, Jonah,
Okay,
since you haven't
thank
seen
you.
it.
It's really hard to make a judgment call not being in the room.
Yep.
You wanna wait till Friday then? So he can review it, or?
Sounds good. Okay. That was all that I had on my list.
Executive session.
That's what I had on the agenda next was an executive session with the board to discuss hiring, and then a second executive session to conduct an employment interview.
Adjourned into executive session 15 minutes in order to discuss hiring according to KSA 75-4319B, and we'll resume at
Which would be for number one for personnel matters.
a personnel matter. Then we'll resume at 1:20.
Okay, and then we need to put who's gonna be included.
And what
So it'd be the
Tina.
commission,
commissioners want that.
okay, and then me, and then Don Hodson may join us if he's available, so can we include him in case? Okay. Okay, so for 15 minutes?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, everything's on.
Okay. For the meeting back to order, no decisions were made. So we're going to do another executive session.
See if Dr. Rhodes.
Move it.
He's not here. Yeah, that's okay.
We're moving to recess into executive session, conducted an employment interview pursuant to KSA 75-4319B for personnel matter for the director.
Yeah.
Application for the EMS director. Then with Brad, Tina, and Dr. Hodson, he's here at 10. And we'll do it for 45 minutes, so adjourn now, we recess back at 2:10. In favor?
I need a second there.
Second.
Okay, Jonah second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Okay. So we'll be back at 2:10.
Okay, back out of executive session, those decisions were made. Is there any other business or comments from commissioners?
Just a little wrap up from Florence Grand Prix that was held on Sunday. Even though it was a mud fest, a lot of people got to experience Marion County, 440 entries from 21 states. There's probably never another event that's gonna bring that many people from that many states. Very, very unique. From what I understand, there's only 2 or 3 of these in the country. So, some of the vendors may have been a little bit let down on Sunday, but for the whole period of time that people were coming in, which was from like last Wednesday on, I would deem it successful. And nobody got maimed too bad.
Minors, what I heard.
That's what we need, more events like that to bring people to Marion County. Show them what a great place this is.
Never heard a bad comment, talked to a lot of people.
I can still go, 50 years ago, I tell them from Florence, oh, I rode in that Grand Prix race. It's just kind of amazing how people rode it over the years.
You done?
Yep.
Outside board reports, Harvey Marion County DCCA met last Monday afternoon. We're working on preliminary budget, for that organization this year. Right now, their proposed budget is flat as far as what they're gonna be requesting from the county mill. So no increase in that. They did wrap up the bridge project in Harvey County this past week. So Indigo Road is now open. I think they opened it up Monday or Tuesday. So that road is back open. And the traffic is horrendous again on my road, so.
Your quiet time's over.
Went from the locals that drives close to the speed limit to everybody else that drives 75, so it's back to the Audubon from Hillsborough to Highway 50.
We had the juvenile detention meeting last week. Looks like a proposed 50,000 increase in their budget. A lot of it just due to cost, insurance on the facility. That's all split between 18 counties, which Marion counties is just a minute of that 50,000, was $1,400 or something with our share. Seems pretty minute with the way the costs have risen. That budget will be finalized next month. One of the can care issues never made it out of committee, so we're good for still, we know it's good for this year and won't have to deal with it the next years if they cut anything, so we're good there. I guess it's Ottawa County up there around Concordia, their new jail is accessing possibly 10 more units that they could utilize if we start exceeding their limit of juveniles or inmates. So see where that works out. There's a bit of quite the process to get that all certified, I guess. That's all I know from that part.
You did Commissioner's comments, and guess we need the dates. We're supposed to be here for budgets.
June 2nd, which is next Monday. We have it scheduled as an all day from 9 to, unless you want to wait a week, and that's fine. I do want you to know I'm going to be, I'll be gone Thursday and Friday this week. So
is that gonna create a hardship for you on that?
it'll be fine. I mean, you can hear the department's requests. A lot of times we don't have much information from Scott at the very first budget hearing, but if you want something more put together, then, doing it later would be fine too.
Which is better for you?
It doesn't matter to me. It's whatever you all want.
Let's stay with the schedule we got at this
The
point.
format of that meeting is probably better to get it done with.
Okay. So that's our next.
Sooner we have time to review our own personal thoughts, the better, I think.
Okay. So June 2nd, we'll start at 9 for budget. And then, of course, you have the payday meeting coming up on Friday, and I will not be here for that.
Will you get that information out to us on Wednesday then,
For the
for the pay date?
yes. Well, as long as it's ready, and if it's not ready, then I'll ask Ashley to send it out.
Anything else?
And I have to figure out why the email I'm sending to you all isn't going. Because that's happened twice now.
I guess, and
Yeah.
I make the motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Alright.
I saw Jonah's thing line up. Did you get it?